Have you ever felt like you were walking through life with an unseen force guiding you, yet at the same time, you felt alone? Not because you lacked company, but because no one truly understood your vision, your depth, your calling. That's because you were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to blend into the background. The world has tried to convince you that your difference is a burden, but in reality, it is your greatest power. The weight you carry, the struggles you have endured, and the battles you have fought in silence, they were never signs of weakness. They were the forging of something unbreakable within you. You are not like the rest. You have always seen things differently, felt things deeper, moved through life with a wisdom that others could not comprehend. And because of that, people have looked at you with curiosity, sometimes with admiration, other times with resentment. They have tried to place you into categories that could make sense to them, but you do not fit. They have tried to contain you within limits that feel safe to them, but you were born to break barriers, not abide by them. The truth is, even those who doubted you have always been watching. They may not have supported you, they may have even resisted you, but they have always felt your presence. And now, as you continue to rise, as you step fully into the power that was always meant for you, they no longer know how to define you. That is because you are not meant to be defined by them. You are meant to set the standard. If you feel this message, if you know deep down that you were never meant to be ordinary, comment 77 below. Let it be known that you are here, that you see, that you understand. This is your confirmation. This is your awakening. Your presence shakes the world. There is an energy within you that disrupts the air when you walk into a room. People feel it before they even see you. Some are drawn to it, unable to explain why they feel so connected to you. Others are unsettled by it because your presence forces them to confront their own weaknesses, their own hesitations, their own fears. You do not need to speak loudly. You do not need to demand attention. Your very existence commands it. That is the power of being chosen. But this power does not come without resistance. The world does not like what it cannot control, and you, chosen one, cannot be controlled. That is why they have tried to shake you, tried to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, tried to make you believe that you are not enough. Not because they truly doubt your strength, but because they fear what will happen when you fully embrace it. They fear the moment you realize that you do not need their validation, that you do not need to explain yourself, that you do not need to play by their rules. Your certainty, your confidence, your ability to move forward without hesitation, it shakes the very foundation of those who live in self-doubt. They will call you arrogant. They will say you are cold. They will try to twist your discipline into something negative. But the truth is, they do not hate your strength. They hate that it reminds them of their own lack of it. They hate that while they hesitate, you act. While they seek approval, you move with certainty. While they wait for permission, you create your own path. This mission, this movement, this message, it is bigger than any one person. If you understand the depth of these words, if you feel the energy behind them, I invite you to support this channel using the Super Thanks button. Your contribution is not just about this video, it is about ensuring that this message reaches more people like you. It is about expanding the space for those who refuse to shrink. The chosen ones must rise, and your support helps make that possible. The isolation of greatness. Not everyone is meant to walk this path. That is one of the hardest lessons you have had to learn. There was a time when you tried to bring others with you, when you softened your power to make them more comfortable, when you held yourself back so they wouldn't feel left behind. But the truth is, not everyone is willing to rise, and you cannot carry those who refuse to move. You have felt the pain of separation, the discomfort of letting go of people who once felt like home. You have wrestled with the guilt of leaving behind relationships, friendships, and connections that no longer align with who you are becoming. But understand this: the higher you ascend, the fewer people can breathe at your level. That is not punishment. That is divine order. Many people fear change. They fear the discomfort of transformation. They would rather remain in the familiarity of mediocrity than face the unknown territory of growth. And so, when they see you rising, when they see you becoming something beyond what they expected, they resist. They question. They even resent you. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. You do not have to explain yourself to them. You do not have to apologize for evolving. The ones who are meant to walk with you will never ask you to be less. They will never ask you to shrink, to slow down, to dim your light. Those who are meant for you will see your growth as an invitation to rise with you, not as a threat to their comfort. So release the weight of those who cannot keep up. Let go of the guilt of outgrowing spaces that were never meant to contain you. This journey was never meant to be crowded. The illusion of control is crumbling. They tried to confine you. They tried to shape you into something they could control. They told you what was possible and what was not. But you were never meant to live by their limitations. You were never meant to play by their rules. The world operates on a system of control. It tells people who they should be, what they should do, what they should fear. It convinces people that their power lies outside of them, that they must seek permission to exist fully. But you, chosen one, have always known the truth. You have always known that the power they seek to control is already within you. They wanted you to stay small. You expanded. They wanted you to doubt yourself. You became certain. They wanted you to hesitate. You moved forward without looking back. And now they are afraid. Not because you have done anything to them, but because they no longer have power over you. Because you have shown them that their rules do not apply to you. Because you have proven that control is an illusion, and once you see through it, you can never be confined again. They will try to test you, to provoke you, to pull you back into their game. But you are beyond their reach now. You owe them no explanations, no justifications, no compromises. You walk in your own truth, and that truth is unshaken by their opinions. This is the moment where you fully step into your power, where you release the last remnants of doubt, where you walk forward knowing that you are no longer bound by the expectations of the weak. The world is shifting. The system is breaking. And you are the force that is causing the ground to shake. Do not look back. Do not hesitate. Do not wait for permission. This is your time. Your energy disrupts the weak. They feel it. Even when you say nothing, even when you stand in silence, your energy speaks louder than words. Some are drawn to you, fascinated by your presence, trying to decipher what makes you different. Others shrink away, unsettled by what they cannot control, disturbed by the way you move with certainty while they remain lost in hesitation. Your presence does not allow people to hide. It forces them to confront themselves, to see their own limitations, their own fears, their own avoidance of growth. That is why some admire you, but others resent you. You don't have to say a word. Your existence alone exposes everything they have tried to ignore within themselves. They will call you cold, distant, unapproachable. But what they fail to understand is that your clarity is not an act of rebellion. It is a declaration of self-mastery. You no longer need to explain yourself, nor do you have time to entertain distractions. Your energy is too powerful to be wasted on meaningless debates, empty arguments, or people who only seek access to drain you. Do not take their reactions personally. Their discomfort is not your burden to carry. The weak thrive in chaos, in deception, in illusions that keep them from facing the truth. And you are the disruption. Your presence shatters illusions, dissolves manipulation, and silences those who rely on confusion to maintain control. That is why they test you, challenge you, provoke you, because they need to see if you will break. But you will not break, because you have already seen the game for what it is. You no longer react to deception, you dismantle it. You no longer seek approval, you walk in your own authority. You no longer negotiate with those who cannot meet you where you are. You continue forward, untouched and unmoved. You were built for this. There was a time when you questioned yourself, when you doubted your own path, when you wondered if maybe, just maybe, you should shrink yourself to fit in. You tried, you softened your power, you ignored your instincts, you made yourself small for the comfort of others, but it never worked. It only made you feel disconnected, drained, and lost. Because the truth is, you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to be ordinary. The trials you endured, the storms you survived, the pain you transformed into wisdom, it was all preparation. The universe, God, the divine force that guides you, whatever you choose to call it, has been refining you, shaping you, molding you into something unshakable. You are not just strong, you are forged. Through fire, through struggle, through relentless challenges that could have destroyed anyone else. But you endured. And now, you are no longer just surviving, you are ascending. This is why you see things others do not. This is why you sense shifts before they happen. Why you can read the energy of a room without a single word being spoken. You are not paranoid. You are aware. You are not imagining things. You are discerning. You were built for this level of clarity, for this level of vision, for this level of purpose. You are not ahead of them by chance. You are ahead because you are meant to lead, and not everyone is ready for that reality. The power of detachment. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey where they realize that attachment is one of the greatest weapons used against them. People do not control you with force. They control you with expectation, with obligation, with the belief that you owe them access to your energy. But you owe nothing. Your growth has shown you who truly respects you and who only valued what they could take from you. Those who thrived on your hesitation, those who benefited from your lack of boundaries, they are the ones who will resent your detachment the most. Not because they love you, but because they can no longer use you. The weak seek unlimited access. They rely on your kindness, your generosity, your willingness to explain yourself over and over again. They thrive in blurred boundaries, in unspoken obligations, in your tendency to overextend yourself. But that time has ended. The era of apologizing for your power is over. The season of making excuses for those who refuse to grow has passed. You do not need to justify your distance. You do not need to explain why you no longer engage with what drains you. True power does not seek validation. It does not ask for permission. It simply exists. And your existence alone is enough to unsettle those who depended on your self-doubt. Let them whisper. Let them speculate. Let them accuse. Their discomfort is theirs to bear. Their reactions are not your concern. You did not come here to reassure the hesitant. You came here to rise. Ascension has no space for hesitation. There are two types of people in this world: those who wait for permission and those who move forward without asking. You already know which one you are. That is why you are here. That is why your presence alone shifts the energy of every space you enter. That is why, even in silence, your power is undeniable. But power requires movement. Stagnation is the enemy of those who are meant to lead. The chosen ones are not here to hesitate, to second-guess, to wait for the world to approve of their rise. You are not here to convince anyone of your worth. You are not here to lower your frequency so others can feel comfortable. You are here to elevate, to move without waiting, to walk with such certainty that hesitation becomes impossible. The time for self-doubt has ended. The era of questioning yourself, of seeking external validation, of explaining your vision to those who were never meant to understand, it is over. The path ahead is clear. The distractions have been removed. The energy that once held you back no longer has power over you. All that remains is the decision. Will you take the next step? Will you move forward without looking back? You already know the answer. Final words. Your contribution to the mission. This message is not just a video. It is a movement, a mission, a revolution. The chosen ones are awakening, and together we are rewriting the rules. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the truth in these words, then this is your sign to take action. Like, share, and comment. Spread this message so that others like you can find their confirmation. And if you believe in the power of this movement, if you want to be part of something greater, I invite you to use the Super Thanks button. Your contribution is not just support, it is a declaration. A declaration that chosen ones will not be silenced, that this wisdom will continue to reach those who need it most. Because when chosen ones rise, the world changes. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this by coincidence. This is your moment. This is your sign. Step forward, own your power, and never look back.